Hello! Welcome back. I am playing some No Man's Sky, and I have just had a little bit of a redo with all this stuff. I figured, considering the amount of space that you sort of have, I think it's like 48 by 48 by 48 cube. I figured I could probably space some of this stuff out a little bit. So now this room sort of expands into the middle here, rather than it being sort of a little bit off of the corridors, like leading into the room. Now it's either side, and I've got this. This is my large refiner, and these are interesting. These things are very loud. These are stellar extractor cores. What they do is they very slowly, 15 pieces per hour, extract metal and I believe like gases. If you like, depending on like where you leave your freighter. So yeah, this is the. And a few of these is like pretty much a good idea because of how slow they are. But like, yeah, this is like generating stuff from the star that we're near. I've made a new hydroponics bay, which is slightly bigger than the last one. So these you can plant in. I remember that now. I may like set up a few like extra like planting bays, because these are just as is. I mean, you could they don't. It's like one spot for one entire square for like 2 plants. So I don't know whether they have like a better yield or not, but I think it might be worth setting up a few extra bits and pieces if I can. I'm not sure if I can actually, because this doesn't count as a base. This counts as a spaceship, and I don't think it's got the right setup for it. Yeah, at some point I'm going to have to put these back, because these create stuff for us. I don't know, maybe if I make like a dedicated cargo bay or something. I'm thinking of just turning this into sort of like a lounge area or like something. I don't know. Let's see, what can we actually do with this? We can cycle axis left shift. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that's interesting. Can I not have it just like snap or something? Or is it just that's it? No? What if I do toggle free placement? Free placement enabled. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is ooh, different colours. How is that thick meaty horse ding dong? I don't know. Depends. Depends on where a horse ding dong is. I don't know. I believe ding dongs are like, you know, they're an American snack, aren't they? Hang on, got to Google it because I think they are something like that. Ding dong. George Harrison. Ding dong, ding dong. It's a chocolate cake product. Oh, a chocolate cake produced and distributed in the United States. What do they look like, though? Yeah, those things. They are rather interesting looking. However, getting a horse-shaped one would probably be a bit difficult. Oh, did I place that? I didn't want to place that. Why is that in the sky? Can I not make that not in the sky? There we go. Oh, okay. Right. Hang on, does that orientation stick? Like if I want to put one of these things down now. Oh, it sort of does. Wait, I can scale this? Ooh. Okay. Oh no, the orientation isn't stuck. Okay. Weird. Okay. I can change colours. Is that right? If I do that, will it change colour? It didn't. Okay. Hope you're doing okay today. I am doing fantastic. Went and got my medication today, because I used the last one last night. I'm all good. What does free placement actually mean? Does that, when I do... Right, that does that. So if I press V, does that... I don't understand what free placement actually means. It's highlighting red whenever I do that. Toggle camera, toggle wiring. Right, we're not doing this. This is not what we're doing today. We need to get rid of that. What we're going to do is... There is a... First of all, I've got a room here. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? How do I get out of this menu? Go away. So, it occurred to me that this thing exists, which means I can summon these various things. Exocraft. And, yeah, while I'm on the surface. So, I figured, like, if I'm going to be going around on planets sort of looking for stuff, it'd probably be nice to use, like, the big guy here and just, you know, storage the hell up. So, that'd be good. But mainly today I want to be doing, like, freighter stuff. Going off and discovering new and exciting horrors in the freighters. So I need to find... I need to get to the station. Who are you? Are you one of mine? You are one of mine. I don't remember finding you. Oh yes, this is the Nemesis of the Korvax. This is one of the other ships that you get for, like, watching and doing drops. Well, getting the drops. So, is this any good? The storage seems to be pretty much the same as the other one. So, it wouldn't be too much of a... Hang on, it's got damage potential, 221, shield strength. I forgot to look at these. Right, let's get out of here and just see what its shield strength is. Oh, it's much better because it's probably got all this stuff here. Yeah, all right, that's not bad. I also figured out where you get platinum from. There are like big sort of star-shaped asteroids that you need to destroy. Which I've been stupid enough to completely miss. It's pretty obvious. They're like great big crystalline structures in the sky. Best ship name. Yeah. Here we got the Korvax. As opposed to the gamble your life away. So I've got one ship I can get rid of, and another one that I may just get rid of because I don't need it. Right, so this is the guy I need to talk to. It's 5 million units for, like, a distress signal to a frigate. So I can just activate that now. Where is it? Where did I get that from? Plum. Trace elements. I keep thinking that might be poo. Gut rot flower. It's called Fecium. It's poo, and it's brown as well, so it's poo. It's definitely poo. Yeah. I've got to start using up some of this stuff. I'm like gathering a lot of carbon and condensed carbon. I'm trying to get this this ferrite out of the way as well. So yeah, look at that. I've got so much ferrite now. I'm only keeping this here because it's easier to keeping it here than it is anywhere else. But also, like, the why have I got so much like good stuff in my inventory? Do you mind? I was saying something I completely forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I don't want all this stuff in my inventory. This needs to go back to the freighter because I can't remember what happens if you die. So I'd rather it not be on me when I eventually kick the bucket. Go there. Oh yes, I need to get a bit more cobalt because it seems that I'm using a lot of it decorating my ship. So I need to get a lot more cobalt. There's lots of stuff I need to do. Ferrite. Maybe I could have some on the freighter as well. Yeah, this is all gone to shit. I've ended up with lots and lots of stuff, and I need to like get rid of a lot of it. Yeah. Hopefully, it will sort of organise itself if possible. Hopefully, it won't create like multiple piles of one thing. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. I mean, I've done that just so it's sort of spaced out and it gives it enough space. But you know, I want to work on it. Okay, so I've got one distress signal that'll take me to a bunch of horrors, which I do not want to be spending too much time around. Nanites. I'm currently on somebody's Twitch. Watching, well, I say watching, I'm not watching it, it's loaded up so I can get the stuff. I'm not sure whether this ship, I don't know whether it's going to be the same as this ship that I've got, but a different colour. But it would be nice to see what I get after that, because it may be a case of getting rid of this ship as well. So yeah, I'm not going to start scrapping ships just yet, not until I really understand what the hell I'm doing. So I've got the freighter thing. I need to something else I need to be doing. Looked pink to me. What looked pink? What was it? There's definitely something I need to be doing. Freighters down on the. No, that's not a very good way of doing it, but it is quite costly. Oh yes. So I was saying about those barrels that I wanted to put down. It turns out, because they just like replenish their inventory, you can get navigational data from them, which is a form of currency, which means you can get more distress signal maps, which means you can go and find more freighters and ships and get all the slots unlocked on here, which is a little bit tedious, yes, but that's just sort of how it works. So that's why I needed to sort out my my ship. Yes, this is what I wanted to do. I also wanted to travel from star system to star system and see if we can just get a better freighter, because we have, I can't remember what kind of freighter we've got. It's a B class. I want to see how much an S class is, because we don't have all of these slots unlocked, and it would be very nice if I could get all of them unlocked. Yeah, so I'm going to spend a bit of time right now inside a freighter with all the spooky noises and all that stuff happening. Did I actually set it off? Where is it? Why do I have a construction research unit? Yeah, get rid of that. Don't need that. Oh, no, it was right there. E to tune signal. And then zoom! Hang on. Oh, I'm too close. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Zoom! Emergency broadcast receiver activated. Activate the pulse drive to begin tuning. There we go. And then it should... There we go. So we just need to land on this. And there we go. Oh, shit, we went straight past it. BRB need food, not satisfied on chips alone, or as you call them, crisps. I do call them crisps, because that's what they are. Right. So we're back in danger again. Yep, I get it. We know all this. Collect emergency supplies, because it's always good to have some of those. I suppose we can just sell them if we don't need them. Unseal the door. So, yeah. There's... Oh yeah, I upgraded my exosuit to have extra, like, things here. So I can survive longer in the cold, because they just go down one thing at a time, as far as I can tell. Did I turn this on? Does it need to be turned on? No, it's already on. Look at it. But it's still good to, like, turn on the heating units. These things are horrific. Recovered liquid sample with automated probe. Performed non-penetrative consciousness probe. Observation. Mixed results. Continuing experiment. Nice. We don't necessarily need to read that every single time, because really all you need to do is, like, get the... is just sort of click through them, get them, and then you'll have the things to sort of get through this ordeal. Data extracted from medical bay logs. Partial report follows. Data stamp. Partner Gek. LOL. Supply logistics. Presented with unexplained hallucinations. Outbreak continues to progress through crew. Total cases 18%. 18% of the crew are going crazy. But yeah, it's nice to read them because, well, I'm trying to be entertaining here. I don't need to deconstruct literally everything, but I'm trying to be a fun person to be around. Unfortunately, my personality is getting in the way. What do these things do? I haven't actually seen what those things do. If I shoot them, what happens? They just explode. Okay. That is fine. Ooh. Splat. Why am I using that? I could use the gun. Sort of gets rid of them a lot easier. This is horrible. I don't like this place. Spooky. Spooky game. That doesn't sound safe. Either that or like another ship's pulled up and is honking us. Honk if you're horny. Honk honk. Try not to flail the camera around too much. But then there is smoothing on this. There's like mouse smoothing, which is rather nice. Searching. Engine destruct codes encrypted. That's fine, I just want the crew manifest. Crew status, as of last shipwire burst. It's usually the same story. There's sometimes usually the same people as well. Captain Teasiak, Watch Officer Regrenti, and Quartermaster Kojol again. Yeah. Wait. Supernumeraries Toiligek, as in toilet? Maybe? I don't know. Trader Alieki and subbroker Avplief. Captured en route. Update the bioscan, please. Right, and as usual, it's going to be like, we can't find anybody. Where's the captain? Blah blah blah. Okay, so there we go. Yeah. I think the next one we do, we just won't bother reading it. We'll just get through it. Because it's usually the same story over and over again. If you want to know what the story is, you can just watch the VOD from last stream. It's usually the same thing. Let's have a look at that. Log snippet. Extracted data from medical bay logs. Partial report follows. Date stamp, blah blah blah. Aid AC. Presented with delusions. Outbreak continues progress through crew. Total cases 0%. And yet one of your crew has one. How is that 0%? Unless it doesn't do points. So like 0.001. Depends on how many crew there are, really. If there are only 9 crew and you had 0% infected, then that's a bit worrying. Your math is off. Your maths is off. We say maths because there's more than one type. Is that not activated? No destination terminals available. Network reactivation required. Have we not reactivated it? Data previously recorded. Okay, so shall we try and find that? What does that mean? As far as I can tell, that's normal type Pokemon. I love that they just leave currency like in like boxes, special suitcases. I love currency. I would like lots and lots of currency, please. Why can't I just have lots and lots of it? That's level O. Oh. Oh, I see. Level O. Then what's that? Level 0. So that's level O and level 0. They need to make up their mind which numbering convention they're going to be using. I should probably turn these on because it's a good indicator of the rooms I've been in. So that's the entrance, so I've gone backwards. But there was a 1 in yellow. Oh, there's one there. Hang on. 1, 0. So that's section 0. This is section 1. So which? So that is section O, which I've been in, and it's essentially a cupboard. Maybe that's what it means. It just means cupboard. Aha! I got turned around for a second there. Couldn't figure out where I was going. There. Oh, hello. I walked into a wall. Aha! Here we are. Personal data recording. Accessed for Toiligek Frustigore Recon. Toiligek Frustigore. Auto-transcribing audio. We should have been back months ago. When will they tell us the truth? They won't find us here. They can't. Recording ends. I'm so confused. There was one in yellow. I will take your word for it. Here we are. Money! Yeah. Once I get to, like, I think it's 50 units. 50,000, wait, not units. Nanites. I can upgrade my ship. But we've got to make sure that the ship that we get is the one we definitely want to have. Oh, hang on. Door control. Section 2. Monitoring and maintenance logs accessed. Event record follows. Date stamp. Blah blah blah. Unspecified door error in anomaly containment hold. Bridge alerted. Curfew breach in warp coil room. Sensor restarted. Spectral anomaly in operations center. Pressure compartment vented into space. Spectral anomaly. So, a weird anomaly on the spectrum. What kind of spectrum? Color spectrum? Sensor spectrum? I don't know. Research log entry follows. Collected preserved flesh from passing asteroid. Weird place to have a bunch of preserved flesh. Performed precautionary venom analysis. Observation. Sample unresponsive. Maybe it was. Maybe it was a horse. It was horse DNA all along. Pear. Money, please. Yum, yum, yum. Heating unit. Nice. Good. Have I... Hang on. I'm just looking at the walls. Are these the same walls that they use to build... that you can use to build things? Because it look... I've noticed that a lot of this stuff is very familiar. They reuse the props. Huh. So all of this is just the same props that you can put down yourself. That's quite interesting. Can I need to... All my freezy things need recharging. Yeah, you as well, and you. I think one of these is much better than the others. Oh no, no, they're all S-class. Okay. Thermal protection upgrade. Thermal protection upgrade. They're all thermal. Okay. Liquid phase thermal harvester. Liquid phase thermal harvester. Energy field convection unit. See, I don't know what the difference is. I think they're just differently named because it's like flavor text, but it is. It would be nice to know if they do anything different. Accessed for Secretary AF. Maintenance. Maintenance, yeah. For some reason I thought that was the wrong word. Auto-transcribing audio. We should have been back months ago. When is this going to end? It was hardly them anymore. Ugh. Recording ends. Such horrors there are. But for some reason they're incredibly easy to shoot and kill. See, it's never actually explained, like, what is happening on these ships. But it always seems to be the same thing. It makes me think it's just the same crew over and over again, never learning from their mistakes. Because they do have the same names sometimes. In fact, I think this ship has the same name as the one that we did last time. The SS Anku 10. Wait, so that's... Wasn't the other one 18? I don't know. The hydrogen jelly. We got loads of it. Yes. Living glass. Plenty. Prototype AI valves missing. An AI valve. Ugh. Does that mean we have an artificial Gaben? Gabe Newell. Robot Gabe Newell is here to give you savings on games and various platforms. No TF2 updates. In fact, I think we're up to like TF75 now. But no upgrades. No updates for TF2. Apparently they are working on an update for TF2 because of the whole bot situation. But as of yet, we haven't seen anything. And also, very little news about it. So, yeah. Maybe when that happens, we'll get back into TF2. Because I do love TF2, but yeah, it started getting old. Fluid management, empathy 9, reliability 33, respect for command 27, company approval rating 82, predicted remaining lifespan 18.6 years. Oh, well, good for them. Nay, motherfucker. Nay. They tried to make me go to rehab, and I said, nay, nay, nay. Way, ooh. Whoa-hey. Okay. Did I do this one? I did not. I haven't played TF2 in like 10 years. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played it as well. I sort of, every now and again, go back to it, but then, you know, I very quickly stop because just bots all the time. Work level 77% for this person. Compliance 12%, persuadability 23%, work approval, company approval rating 41, predicted remaining lifespan 8.7 years. It's a bit disturbing that they can predict that. Addendum. Kept his personal notes. Acquired a range of exotic creatures at local market during stoppage. Will turn blind eye for now. Will turn blind for now. Am blind now. Regret. Aha, another cupboard. At least I believe that's a cupboard. We'll find out. If we go in here and it just goes nowhere. Yep, it's a cupboard. Okay, so that's what that means. It's a cupboard. Pink, while it looks like a special room, is not! My life expectancy is 2 seconds, and then death. Kaboom. Went in there, good. We scanned that one. Time to go into section 5. Shoot the bug. Shoot the other one. Shoot that. We've been pretty lucky. This is like the third one of these that I've done, and we haven't encountered one of those ones that just has lots and lots of creatures just sort of crawling around in their little hives. They're not friendly. They are not nice. They are hard to get rid of as well, because they just... I think they, like, multiply to a certain degree. You can stop them from, like... Because they have, like, these pulsating sort of nests. If you sneak past them, you are able to, like, not make them burst and, you know, not have to deal with it. Cultivated good relations with the Gek. Secured preferential trade deal in Ession system. Arrived in Nisanj N system. Encountered Gek trader. Started up a starship factory. Investment unsuccessful. Losses dramatic. Conducted several highly profitable trades in the Tovalmunda. Attracted the attention of pirates. Rebelled attempted boarding. Repelled attempted boarding, but suffered significant hull damage during the retreat. Oh dear. Okay. Hang on. Extract from Watch Officer's Daily Report. Discipline. Partnergek Sodenskog. Biological intervention. Confined to the brig for damaging company property. First offence. Sentence length 4 days. Bit rude, isn't it? No, wreck stuff. Now I'm in the brig. Oh crap. Why does this keep happening to me? Why must I never learn? Okay, boo, let's get on. Don't know what has happened to the captain. Logging as Quartermaster Cajole. Oh, no, I wanted to read the captain's log. Try again. There we go. On shore leave, the whole crew went swimming in the acid sea of Hederax. We have become so much more. Okay, so the usual stuff. Okay, blah blah blah. Like I said, it does feel like they have not learnt their lesson. I believe this is the same captain as well. Alright. These things are all over the place. Alright, turn you on. I've opened you up already. Oh. Did that one. Did that one. Good. Let's try and get through all of these. Quite profitable if you're into looting things. Did I open that one? I didn't. These were not open. Interesting. Okay. You. Ooh, oxygen. Don't mind if I do. Not that I need it, but nice. Thanks. Thanks for oxygen. Little oxygen capsules all over the place. I wonder what they're used for. I suppose maybe there's like, while they were all panicking and everything, they were like, oh, we better get into the life support suits, otherwise, you know, we might get infected. Did I open that one already? Looks like I may have. This whole thing is copy and pasted. Is this whole world a copy-paste world? Yeah, it is. The procedural generation of most of this stuff is not very procedurally generated. You can sort of see similarities in some creatures. It's like there's only so many different types of creatures you can have. Their look and design are a little bit different, but in essence they're usually the same thing. So, yeah. Maybe procedurally generated, but there's a limit. They've still got to design these things and make them, and make those things able to be adjusted by an algorithm. Boxes. I think I'm pretty much done in this room. Looted everything. I have. Good. Good. Except for this. Looted. Also the floaty oxygen. Nice. Section 6. And drop down. Thank you. Oh, no. I see. Very nice. That. Aha! I just decided to spin that chair for no reason. Research log entry follows. Recovered unusual rock with automated probe. Performed neurotoxicity examination, observation, sample accidentally destroyed. Backup sample requested. You fucked up. You fucked up. You burnt it away with your scans. Personal data recording access for FreeGek. Omniodor. Engineering. Date stamp. Blah. Auto-transcribing audio. We're off the map now. The stars have all changed. Nothing but holographs and whispers. No. Crawling out of there. Oh. That was a shouting. No! Crawling! Things! It's crazy. It's probably all these, like, weird fucking horrors they've got in these tubes. Like, what are these things? Oh, they're the things that you end up shooting. Its eye is moving. It's conscious and alive. But yeah, they're the things that usually end up trying to kill you from their like pulsating sacs. Indeed. Generator failure detected. Fabricators on emergency power. Construct component. Fabricate freighter bulkhead. That'll give us more space on the freighter. For bits and pieces. Can I teleport now? Haha! Where am I? Section something. Probably section 2, I think, because I think that was the section I got lost in. Ah, yeah, there we go. Section 0. Here I come. I'm leaving now. Is there anything on here again? Like, no? Okay. There. Get the fuck out of here. Spooky, scary place. Let's leave and never come back. Now, I am capable of going to red stellar bodies, green stellar bodies, and blue stellar bodies. So I can warp anywhere. Now, my freighter can't, so wherever I go, I'm going to have to come back. So we should probably... where is it? Is it X for the galaxy map? Let's pick somewhere that probably has a lovely stuff. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Let's go here. Have I been here before? I don't know. And see, basically we're looking for a freighter. Hello, Sam. I'm in Adland, so I didn't even get to witness the happy birthday. Oh dear. I said it again, it didn't happen. That's strange. Maybe there's a cooldown on it, I don't know. What is this? Why have I got this sort of... What's that about? Yes, so there's got to be like a bunch of freighters just sort of around here somewhere. Um, I suppose if we go to the space station, there'll be a maybe they'll appear later on. Because I want to just buy a new one. If I can get like an A class or an S class for relatively cheap, I will be in the money. Well, I'll be in the freighters, essentially. Okay, that grid's going to be annoying. Yeah, it's going to be annoying, but it's only when I'm in there. I don't really know what it is. Maybe there's something like I'm wearing that does that. It's like... This is what I look like. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. No, I don't want to change my race. I'm perfectly happy being an anomaly. I don't remember why I ended up pink. Body shape. I don't know which one I'm currently using. Head. We think we've got some options for the head actually now. Yeah, I think it might just be the ship. This one's got like expressive eyes. And there's that, which is odd. Stormtrooper. Decorative ears. Like whatever's going on there, I don't really know. Yeah. And there's that. I think I prefer that. I was like, why have I ended up pink and blue? I don't think I was pink and blue when I left. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna be seeing it, so it's not really that much of a big deal. Yeah. I don't know. What does my backpack look like? It looks like that. Flowing cape. I can have a cape. I mean, I don't want a cape, but that's quite good. Right. Okay. Banner? Oh, banner. Okay, yeah, that's that. Why has it got the Korvax emblem? Astronaut, photographer, engineer, community research, Explorers Guild, Whispering Egg, racing flag, traveller, Gek. Can I just be anomaly? Or do I need to unlock that? I suppose astronaut's the closest, isn't it? Okay, yeah, just save the changes. Okay, that was pointless, but no, it doesn't seem to be anything that's like on me that's doing that. It does seem to be the spaceship. Blimey. It doesn't appear to be any better than what I've currently got. Yeah, look, it's still just got the three rows, and it's a B class as well, so it's probably a little bit crapper. Damage potential 4,799 for mine. Jesus. Well, guess I'm being banned. Banned for the banners. Ooh, navigational data. Ah, yes, right. So, I can give you crew manifest. And then I can give you the captain's log as well. I think I can also give you one more thing, can't I? No. Ah, oh, blimey, they do get more and more expensive the more you do it. Acquire coordinates for the next one. What are you selling? Right, okay. dodgy stuff, it seems. Purchase old scrap. So what you get for selling those is hello Dilko. What you get for selling those is tainted metal. Tainted metal you can use to buy stuff here. There's no point getting the goods because that's just like, it's rubbish essentially. But technology and weaponry, they are upgrades, and they're sometimes like experimental or contraband. I don't know. They're experimental ones, and this is pretty much the only place you can use them. So it's pretty much always a good idea to go for that. Hazard decal. I could probably unlock some decals at some point. Can I sell anything to him? Repair kits. I don't know what repair kits are used for. Whatever, I've got 6 of them, I'll get rid of them. Taking up space in my inventory. Projectile ammunition. I don't think I've ever used any of this. Easily inserted into the bolt caster, pulse splitter, and scatter blaster. Am I using those? Right, okay, so it seems I am using that. So let's not sell that. Gonna nap and lurk for a bit. Okie dokie, have fun in your napping state. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna purchase the technology, maybe a weapon thing, just see what I can buy. There we go. Nice. And now let's see what we get. It's essentially a loot box. But you pay with it with in-game stuff. Oh, I hate doing that. So, where are they? Ah, there we go. Suspicious Blaze Javelin Module. Not bad. What are the other things? Ion capacitors. Suspicious packet of technology. Shield module. Ooh. Let's see. Is that for the exosuit? Is that for... I think it's for the exosuit. I don't have any space for it. What does it do? Core health 33%, shield strength 21%. That's not bad. 31 and 33. 33 and 21. Shield strength. Shield strength. That's like 1% extra for that. That's the only upgrade to that is 1%. Shield strength 13%. So this is the only one that's any different. So that's actually a very slight upgrade. Only very slight. I don't know where half the things I've got are going. These are pretty good. This salvage glass, you can get a lot of very experimental stuff. Sort of almost cheaty type stuff. Right, what else did I get? Lost air circulator. Damaged technology component ejected from this machine and discarded by its owner. Worthless except as scrap. Select in the inventory tab and use E to break it down into useful materials. Okay. What did I get? So that's what I got for that. Lost air circulator. Pure ferrite. Quite a lot of ferrite. 213. That it? Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's the point. I've got this bubbling away, haven't I? Meant to be bubbling away anyway. I'm trying to fit as much as I can, but I am running out of space here. So, right, last thing. Suspicious mining beam. Now, it's always good to have a spare slot on your on this so that you can see what you are essentially installing. But it seems I can't at the moment. I'm wondering what I can get rid of. I don't know what I can build. I think terrain manipulator might be fine. Like, okay. Can I check to see what I can build? Catalog. Constructed technology. Oh, equipment. That's probably it. Right. I may be able to.
Where are the horses?
It depends. Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? I need to just check my trigger fire because that should have worked. Come on. There we go. Is it not? Hang on. Oh, it only responds to horse. Why haven't I got horses in there? Horses. There. I don't know why that wasn't there. You would have thought I would have thought of that. Let me just refresh the overlays. There we go. Yeah, that should work. Horses. There we go. How strange. I didn't know that wasn't going to work. I don't know, where are the horses? Give me information on these horse things. Hello, Needle, by the way, I haven't seen you in a while. What the fuck am I doing? Where are the things? These are just raw materials, aren't they? Ah. Wait, so I can build that. Can I build that? I don't know. But these aren't, like, gun equipment. What the hell is that? Interstellar scanner. Happy birthday! Horses! Help! Help! See you, Cameron. Okay, okay. I'll risk it. I'll see what I can uninstall just to see if I can. Ah, I can rebuild the terrain manipulator. That's good. So where was it? It was in my cargo, wasn't it? I've got the. Oh shit! Where's it gone? There it is. Let's see what this is. Boom. What does it do? 2% fuel efficiency. These are much better upgrades than 2% fuel efficiency. We can get rid of that. And reinstall our terrain manipulator. What the fuck? Where did our nanotubes go? Make some nanotubes. I'm not sure how many I needed. It was 2, okay. Doing good, just playing some Torment Tides of numbers for work. Chilling here. How's the stream been going? It's been good. It's been fine. I have been. It's good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. There's a lot of things going on here. Just here, I mean, it's hard to think. Just hard to think in general. It's so warm. Can't do it. Was there anything else that I bought? I suppose there's some things I can dump back on the ship. Oh yes, I was talking about this salvage glass. Yeah, it gives you quite a lot of stuff. I need to sort of move some things. Silver. Why have I got so much silver? Don't question it. Why have I brought all my antimatter with me? That's not right. Right, you go there. Just everything goes in the hold. I'll sort it out later. There's more silver there. Gamma root. Why have I got a bunch of that? Just out the way. Get out the way. None of this should even be in my inventory. No, there was. You're just being pissy about it. Larval core, well, they're pretty good to sell, aren't they?
Well, you can't grow concrete.
You can. See you, Cameron.
See you, Cameron. You housings as well. They can go. Actually, do I need them? If I need to make like warp fuel, do I need that? I probably do. Okay. Now, you get these from killing some sentinels, essentially. Those things that come and kill you on planets. And they always have really good stuff in them. I don't know what I got just then. But sometimes they give you dirty bronze, which is quite good for money. Also, it's a crafting recipe. It's a crafting ingredient, so, you know, it's good to have some of that around. But then you get these things. Sentinel Exosuit Fragment. And I can unlock that, and then what does that do for me? And I can just sort of 14% on the life support tanks and plus 6 on the fuel efficiency. Not a good one. You can only stick a few of them on there, but that one is not good. And then you just recycle it and get your stuff back. Get the ingredients. I was just trying to open it. Viking effigy, not bad. Boundary map for a sentinel thing, which means I can probably get more of that. More of this glass. Sentinel exosuit fragment. It might just be I might just sell all of these, because these are quite good for nanites. Until I feel like I want to be upgrading shit. It's really easy to get them. Just unpack a lot of them. And it's just hidden in glass as well. That's what's good about it. Multi-tool module. Ooh, what does it do? Where is it? Where is it? Cargo. What do you do for the gun? Reload time and fire rate. That's not great. Actually, you know what I should do? I think I can rebuild that as well. I should undo 2 of them, like unpack 2 of them and compare them and get a good one. But then I do sort of need all of this. Ooh. Recoil stabilization weapon scope for precise combat. You know what? I never use that. Let's just do that. It's sort of like a zoom, but you know, I always have like bombs on my secondary. Why is your matter covered in ants? I do like a dirty bronze. Ew, dirty bronze. Not that sort of dirty bronze. You're dirty. Sorry, my gut just went... Oh, quite painful. I think I'm hungry. I think that was it. Sort of a... almost like an internal burp. Alexa, make me a sandwich.
Okay, you're a sandwich.
Fucking bitch. Calling me a sandwich? You're a sandwich. Reload time -4. -2%, fire rate 17, fire rate 10%, but plus... These are actually really crap. Let's not bother, shall we? There's a fucking goose in here!
Alexa, make me a sandwich.
Okay. Alexa, make me a sandwich.
Okay, you're a sandwich.
That's the same one. I don't want to be a sandwich anymore. It's mean. It's being mean. An ion capacitor, what are they? Used for trading. Only used for trading? That's good. That means I can get rid of them. Fuck them. Get rid of them. Have I got anything? Oh, fucking hell. Have I got anything? Wait, where was that? That would... I fucking just... E. Move. There. Jesus. Wait, do I only get one carbon nanotube back when I dismantle that thing? Where are my other nanotubes? I'm going to need to make another one. Just so I can put it back. Okay. There we go. Alright. That's alright. Carbon nanotubes are really easy to make. Should I install that? I want to know what that does. The geology cannon. Magnetic resonator. Surely I've got magnetic resonators on the freighter. Oh, of course, the freighter's in another system, isn't it? Can I make it? I need ionized cobalt. I'm in the wrong system, aren't I? Shit. It's alright, I can find that somewhere. So, what am I doing now? Oh yes, surely by now a freighter must have shown up. So I want to try and buy a new freighter. Hello? Anybody? Anybody anywhere? Ooh, what was that? A rock. If I like move off into a direction, something will spawn. Hopefully some platinum will spawn, because we really need platinum. Alexa, what's on my shopping list?
You have 94 items on your shopping list. Here are the 5 most recent. Horse, hands, glowing dust for blowing, stone-baked pickle juice and poison darts for dartboard hunting.
Right.
Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
Yes, please.
Boil in the bag mince, water soluble with screws, his shield, lard roulade and ham and egg flavor urinal biscuits. Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
Nah, I'm alright.
Okay.
I really should buy those egg-flavoured urinal biscuits. They are pretty tasty. Hailing, channel open. Okay. Can answer? How do I answer? Ooh! Grah! You're forming a fleet, interloper? Our vessel is powerful. My crew is mighty. We honor you with our presence. Really? Do you? Okay. What do you do? Your science vessel. I believe I've already got a science vessel. Go away. I don't want you part of my thing. I want to Where is it? I want to speak to the operator. Where is it? Oh, we're here. Is this... Where's the... I don't know how you get into this freighter. Can you get into this freighter? Is this just decorative, this one? I don't know. Oh, this has got cargo pods. You can't get into it. That's the one that you can get into. There we go. We can go talk to the guy. Alexa, add a water gun full of cat piss to my shopping list.
I've put water gun full of cat piss on your shopping list.
Thank you. I'll make my own signs with blackjack and hookers. I wish I could make my own blackjack and hookers. Hey, how much is your ship? Also, what class is it? I want to buy your freighter. B class? It's worse than the other one. Mine's a B class, and somehow you've managed to disappoint me. How have you managed this? This is impossible. My expectations are so low. Alright, okay. Wait. Now this is another freighter. We're gonna have to go to another place. Incoming message, fleet frequency. Can you just stop trying to contact me? Okay? I've made up my mind. I don't like you. I think that is the main freighter. I don't think any of this is actually accessible. Yeah, because normally they'd have like an entrance about there. I mean, the other one does, so yeah. Cargo pods. I could shoot them, but then I'd be under attack. I don't really want to be under attack right now. Okay. Freighter. No, not freighter. I want to go to the galaxy map and find somewhere else to be. And no, I will not stop making that joke. Freighter, I hardly know her. Yeah. I mean, I ignored it the first time that you did it. I think you've only done it once, but you know, I'm fairly convinced that if I just ignore the things that annoy me, they will go away. But you know, Flat's still here, and you know, I'm still streaming. So, unfortunately, it's not worked. Right, so I'm there. Should I go over here? It seems to be guiding me. Am I meant to be going this way? Okay, seems maybe I am. We'll go here. Oh, yeah, don't do that. Don't change it to Henry, because that means that the people who are watching to get drops won't get their drops. I need to change that back. It's got to be No Man's Sky. There we go. Okie dokie. There we go. Oh my god, you've got 2 stars. 2 stars. Highly rated. Refined ionized cobalt. Yeah, that's what I need. Who's contacting me now? Why do I need to be contacted? Hi. Comes before message could be completed. The fragmented hologram that flickers on my starship communicator is a citizen of the planetary settlement of which I am an overseer. They are clearly in great distress. Acknowledge the broadcast. I let the settler know I have heard them, though I receive only the harsh alarms of the sentinels in reply. Oh no, what's happened? Respond to your settlers. Are they under attack? Should I... first, I want to speak to the freighter guy. Wait. Is this another freighter? Oh, there's a freighter here. Hey, are you... oh, you're not actual freighter. You are... different freighter. So... where was the one I just saw? The one that I could enter. Ah, there it is. What the hell is this? Have you got a blade on the front of yours? Why have I got another incoming message? Jesus, just leave me alone. No communicator signals. Well, stop going off then if you are. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That works. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. You've built your own outsidey bit. What's this? This is space. How are you surviving? Is space breathable? Do I need this helmet? Why can I access your stuff? This is my stuff. I like it. Does that mean I could put stuff away? I mean, I believe I can. But hang on. Freighter, cargo. Oh, I can't access it from here. Ah, okay, never mind. So what's this way? What's over here? Exocrafts, another one of the stellar extractor cores. Okay. I'm having a bit of an explore. I don't usually end up on these and they've actually built stuff. Oh, okay. So hang on. Am I outside? How am I outside? Extreme Sentinel assault underway. Return to your settlement to defend it from attack. Teleport to your settlement from any teleported terminus. Am I meant to be out here? Apparently I can just be out here. Please take me back. Please take me back, otherwise I'm stuck. Oh. Oh, I very nearly didn't make that. Can I go in through the door? Hi. Yeah, I went out and now I'm here. I need to come back in. Can you open the door, please? Oh. Okay, then. That's not right. Okay. Okay. I'm safe. I'm safe here. I don't think I was supposed to go out here. How am I meant to get back up there? I don't think my jetpack's going to get me up there. So you're definitely not supposed to be outside. I think you're supposed to be able to go outside, you're just not supposed to go this far outside. It is a very new update. Okay, I'm back. I nearly died. I nearly died on your ship. Wait, no, you're the captain. I nearly died on your ship. Hey, maybe I should buy it as a punishment to you. You got C class. Okay, fuck you then. Alright, you don't have any teleporters, do you? I need to go to the station to get to my settlement before apparently Sentinels fuck them up. I wonder whether I could have just summoned my ship while I was out there. That might have been a solution. Just have a look at this. Does this have a specific icon? Oh, it does have an icon showing that I can go in there. Okay, that's good. I just need to look for that then. The station is up there. Where is it? There it is. Nope, too close to ships. Can you kick aliens in the nards? It depends on where their nards are. Not all aliens have their genitals in the same place. Which I believe is an exact quote from Star Trek. I think Kirk kicked an alien in the knees and he went down very easily. It was like really sort of huge, like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," kicked him in the knees, down he went. Broken game. It's working on it, isn't it? I probably could have summoned my ship. I just didn't try. Where am I going? Oh, the Stargate. I need to be on the other side. Look at the Balchinian in Men in Black. Yeah. I don't think a species would name themselves after a description of their face. Settlement. We should probably rename this place. I can't really pronounce that. Was it Hugasa Pass? Everyone knows the secret 9th hole is in the back of the knee. Or if you fold your leg over, you get that sort of that. Very sexual. Probably going to get banned now for that. Okay, Sentinel attack. Hello. Oh, Jesus. No, that's a... There we go. Fuck you. I don't know whose alarm that is, but they need to shut it up. Ah. I really want to shoot his ass. Oh, hi. Hello. Is that it? Pathetic. Ooh! God, you're a lethal looking one. Holy crap, where did you come from? Ugh. Give me that. Oh, we got a bit of lag there. I can hear more robot sounds. Hey, these things are a pain in the ass because they heal the other ones. Well, they repair them. Sentinel forces eliminated. Suppression forces retreating. Good! Piece of shits. Every single one of you. I hate you. Have they finished building that building? What is that? Oh. Is my harvester filled? What the fuck? Every time I come in here, I fill it up. It starts gathering stuff, and I come back and it's not there anymore. Either it's being absorbed into the atmosphere again, or, you know, someone's looting it. Receive anomalous broadcast. This terminal is fascinating. It's recorded all sorts of data about you and these settlers. I can see they've been, well... They've been well. That is not the point. I have shut down your little major domo. What? For now, robots cannot be trusted. Not with what I have to tell you. What? Demand answers. Listen. Okay, listen. Anyone with their eyes open could see a sentinel spike of that magnitude, even if they weren't spying on you. What happened? Did they leave any interesting tidbits behind? See what you can find, then come to the anomaly. I have to know more. Okay. They've been shagging. Maybe they have been shagging. Settlement status. I think the debt is racking up. Yeah, look at that. We got to get this productivity up. Although it has gone up since their happiness has gone up. So, you know, happiness does seem to have a little bit more to do with how productive they are than their productivity says. Also, this building's finished, I think. Ooh. God, it is planets, isn't it? Planets just give you the lag. Ooh, rare item found. Undamaged drone shell. The shell is a sentinel drone that remains after its destruction in combat. While the exterior is physically intact, its internals have been severely burned. Given the right tools and several exotic components, it may be possible to repair it. Why would I repair it? Salvage glass. Yum yum yum. Was this here before? I felt like I'd picked everything up before. Maybe it's planting them all back down. I don't know. This is not the same building I was trying to go into a minute ago. Oh. So where is it? There it is. So, is there anything else I could... Ooh. Is this a thing? No, there isn't anything I can do, is there? Okay. No. Surely there's got to be other places to build stuff. Can we build something else? Is there like a nearly done thing that I need to approve of? You know, saying, yeah, continue building this, please. Woo! I need this. Apparently I'm using a fair bit of it in some of the constructions. Also cobalt if I can find it. Cobalt, what is that? Copper deposit. Stop farting, I hate you. Some ammonia for that. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I know. Sometimes they do it, like, when I'm not looking. Settlement status. Can I not build anything from this menu? Damn it! Maybe I need to wait another day or something. Settlement is cleared. Reduce debt by constructing buildings and investing in settlement features to increase production and reduce maintenance costs. So... huge ass pass. There we go. I can pronounce that better. I don't remember how it came up to like build some of the other buildings. Maybe it was in there. Maybe that's how that worked. Yeah, see, that is building. That is making some nitrogen. Okay. Let's head back to where we were. Slavery. Can't be debt if you don't pay anyone. Ammonia, I hardly know her. Depends on whether you want to shut the fuck up or not. Did I not save that? Because it's not saying huge ass pass. Oh, it probably just hasn't updated yet. Right, so where was I previously? There. Can I quickly just sort of dump stuff? Since I'm in the same system as my freighter is at the moment. I can probably just dump a few things in its inventory so I don't have to carry it around all the time. Don't know what I got for that. Dihydrogen from that. Freighter. Just stick everything on the freighter and sort it out later. That rhymes. Quick transfer. I suppose I've got to take that to the guy I'm about to meet. Sentinel boundaries. I think we'll probably do that. That can go on the freighter. I can turn that into money. That also goes on the freighter. I suppose that can also go on the freighter as well, because I can get them from big bits and pieces. Did I not? Oh, okay. Maybe I should trade these at some point. Yeah, right. You can go there. Lovely. I'll try and sell these as well. Wait. Starship. Starship isn't really filled with anything. That is taking up too much space. So yeah, we're all good at the moment. Hey you. Gibby. And go. Right, now where am I meant to be? Wait, I could have just gone to the station? Or is it on this planet? Am I passing it? No, it is there. What? Insufficient fuel? What? What? Tritium. There. Go. Tritium? More like shittium. Oh, of course, I was going to the anomaly. This being the anomaly. God. Yeah, I know I'm close. Don't slow me down. Trying to go fast. Get ready for lag. Oh, it is not good. It is not a smooth transition. Nice. Hey, look! Real people running around and flying away. Okay. Oh yeah, I can fly. I don't know why that was strange to me for a second there. I was like, oh, how's he flying? I want to fly. Oh, I can fly. Weird little sort of brain mistakes there. What is this? Is this where I need to be going? Spend salvaged what? Am I meant to be here? Iteration Tethys requests a meeting at the space anomaly. Speak to Tethys about the Sentinel activity. Which one is Tethys? Oh, wait. Tethys over there? I'm having to fly in through your window because I don't know how to get to you. You're not even in there. Is there another way? There's got to be a better way. Is there like a... Ah. Aha! Wait a minute, you weren't here a second ago. None of this was here a second ago. Was that unloaded? That's weird. Hi, you're a funky looking guy. Tethys scans the room, their narrow eyes darting rapidly back and forth. After a slight hesitation, they erupt in a flurry of excitement. I do that as well sometimes. Depends on what's on. Deceit! Imposter! Betrayal! Suspicion! They have eyes everywhere! Traveller! Eyes everywhere! Ugh. Nice piercing. I like that. But I am not without my own methods. My network sees much of its own. But first, tell me in your own words exactly what happened at your settlement. Describe the new Sentinels. They did look a bit different. They have never shown mercy to those who tried to build on planets. It is constant. But this is new, unexpected. We must learn more. Reveal the recovered drone shell. Holds the drone in their hand, gently turning it over and over with softness I had not anticipated. Forgive me, traveller. They have chased me for so long, but I have never seen one so close. Perhaps this one is our key. I could restore it, remap its mind, our own link to their infernal hive. Yes, yes! It would only take a few components. Blah! I shall begin at once. See what you can source from the others. Leave! So, I've got to get into a lot of fights, I believe. Speak to the other traveller iterations. Who? What? Twitch rewards available. Earn rewards at the Quicksilver Synthesis Companion. Alright, let's see what I've unlocked so far then. Can I go this way? Is this not a door? Wait, the Quicksilver guy's down here, isn't he? The weird boggle-eyed robot head thing. Collect Twitch rewards! So I haven't got the ship just yet, but then I probably haven't claimed it. Let's go and do that. Exosuit and the A-class multi-tool, pardon me. I'm 87% towards the A-class fighter, which is very likely I'm just going to get rid of, because I'm not into fighters. I like haulers, they're better. You can drag more stuff around. Right. So, if I just sort of back out and then back in again, maybe it will update what I just claimed. Not yet. Let's just get rid of all of those things. Fireworks, blueprint record catalogue, blueprint recorded to catalogue. Blueprint recorded to catalogue. Blueprint for what? Wait, this is not the catalogue. Constructed parts. Constructed technology? No. Oh. So, hang on. Alright. How about you? Anything snazzy in here? What was that one thing that I didn't have just there? Looks like a box or a crate. Okay, Jesus, what happened to Pikachu? That is horrific, isn't it? Okay. I assume it's in here somewhere. Look at all these things. Look at this. This is all the stuff that I've been seeing in the settlement. Oh, I like it. Can I build this, or is this just stuff I've seen? I think the ones with this are things that I can build. I'll go over here. Research cost. But can I? I don't know. Should we have a look? Should we see if we can unlock it? Unlock some of that stuff, because we do have salvage stuff. Yeah, this is highlighted for some reason. Have I got like a new section in here or something? No. Huh. That's odd. Wait, was there something I just saw that I didn't? That I didn't? Something that I saw that I didn't. Oh, there is this. Okay. Right. There are some things that I haven't unlocked. Like timber shelving units, for example. Why do I keep pressing the wrong button? If I go back, maybe I'll get to them quicker. Skylight roof alloy. Interesting. So last time I played, like, properly played, where this save came from, there was a lot of this stuff didn't exist. Table lamp. Yes, some of this looks like the other stuff. Is someone nudging me? Spark plugs. Cyclonic lathe. I assume these are not, like, usable. A versatile lathe compatible with a wide variety of industrial fittings for turning, cutting, and atom transfiguration. Yeah, there is a lot of decorative stuff here that I need to unlock. And then we're back here. Nice. Molded crate. That's probably that thing that I saw that I was saying that I needed. Timber shelving. Is there no other shelving that looks a little bit more sort of scientific? What about the shelving units that we have in the big freighters? Can we have those? Where are they? No. Composter, small generator. I don't see it. You'd think it'd be here, wouldn't you? Tool, lockbox, molded crate, No, it's just timber shelving. But we live in space! It's not meant to be timber anymore. Give us metal! Okay. It's a lot of stuff. Where else is it telling me to go? There's like... Wait, so that... Destination reach. So why is it telling me to go that? Speak to other traveller iterations inhabiting the anomaly. Do I have to do that? Is that part of the... What does that mean? Meet with Iteration Tethys. I did. They request a meeting at the space anomaly. In space, summon the anomaly from the quick menu. Well, I'm here. I've got to talk to people. What? Real people? Or like these people? So I've got to talk to real people. That's going to be problematic. Explain about the... Ah, yes, okay. You're brave, traveller friend. You always have been brave. You may tame your little robot, you may not. But it will always be made of glass. It cannot exist in our home. It's made of glass? Take these beads, yes. It will help to bind them to you. You will be a good robot master. I am a robot master. I want to be a robot master. Is there anybody else I need to talk to? Speak to Iteration Helios to learn of salvage opportunities. Oh wait, no, that's a different one. Can I talk to you? Hi. Explain Tethys' plan. These drones are not the malicious force some imagine them to be. Portal Adept. I believe the Sentinels to be vital, life-preserving function of the cosmos. I am heartened that Tethys begins to see sense. I will gift you this... Can you calm down a bit? I will give you this... this thing. It holds a whisper of the ether that flows within the portals. Tethys will understand how to make use of it. Good, because I don't. Who do I talk to here? How about you? You're a grumpy little asshole. Well, do not simply stand there. Do I look as if I have time to waste? Show me what you have. Pulpy roots? Consuming this pulpy roots is an insult to my body. Why are you such a cunt? I hate you. These are shops. Will they give me options? Okay. I assume this person's going to be exactly the same. What about these guys? You seem to be out in the open. Seeming lost in some strange calculation. Reveals Tethys' plan. Tethys is doing what to a Sentinel drone? I think he's fucking it. My friend, this is madness. The robots are not our friends. Explain, the drone may be rescued. My eyes long for beauty, traveller, but these Sentinels are unthinking parasites tearing down anything that may elevate us. ... But, you are, I suppose, building something new, taking that cursed shell and constructing something better. I will help you, but please keep safe. Take my nanite filament, that your drone may remember me when it awakes. Okay, thanks. So that's 3 people. Now I'm going to go talk to Tethys. Oi! Tethys! I've got your stuff. Don't know what any of it is. I can't pronounce the name of one of them. Here. Tethys is deep in thought. They fix me with an inquiring stare. Hand over the components, of course. I thought you wanted to be a Pokemon master. I'm, you know, sometimes, but it's very sort of. Come on, could they not be better than this already? This handful of junk is what they gave you. No, no help at all. What? Well, they've got like metal beads here. What's wrong with that? Oh well, I can make it work. Do. Tethys takes the damaged Sentinel shell and my components with them. A strange metallic being is reconstructed. Just let me ... here ... nearly ... aha! It's in. It's alive! Or I'm fairly confident it would be if it weren't for Polo's suppression fields. Its system readout just reads repeating the word glass. You'll have to take it away from here for a field test. Traveller, take care of it, won't you? Sentinel flare off. Sentinel communicator. A specialist device created by Iteration Tethys. Its primary function is to hail your reconstructed Sentinel drone. Select the device and use Activate Flare to signal the drone. While this flare is active in your exosuit inventory, the drone will stay by your side while planetside. But what does it do? What's it for? Let's move that out of the way. Okay. I guess the Robot Master is better to bum than the balloon. Do not bum the balloons! No bumming the balloons. Where's my ship? Where did I... Ah. That's where I landed. This is a pretty nice looking ship. I like that. I mean, it's going to have crap storage, but I do quite like the way it looks. There are some interesting ships around here. Let me go! Ads will be starting in 2 minutes. So enjoy those. Return to your settlement and field test the reconstructed drone. Am I in the right system? I think I am, aren't I? That would be my ship there, wouldn't it? Your capital ship, yeah. Where is my settlement? Planetary settlement arriving 70 hours. Okay. Let's make that a few seconds. Okie dokie. Time to land. Let's land properly and not crash. Where would be the ideal place to land, though? Suppose maybe there? Oh, I think I just destroyed something. Yeah, I think there was a tree there. Okay. We'll just ignore that. Okay. Let's test this thing, whatever it is. Oh. Hi. Reconstructed drone. Where? Hello. Fault detected. Reverting. Core cognitive functions available. Higher processing disabled. Fix of the glass. Input required. Select restart routine. Defragment file system. File system access denied. Local update signal acquired. Sentinel pillar node detected. Download coordinates. Are you good now? Hello? Who are you? What are you doing? What's so interesting about that corner? Hi. Is there anything else I can do? Local update, signal acquired, sentinel pillar node detected, coordinates locked, awaiting networking proximity. Download the coordinates. Am I meant to go there? Where is it? Oh. Okay, it's on a different planet. Do not bomb the balloons, I keep telling ya. Where'd that planet go? Sentry has locked on to a set of coordinates. Search the... I was reading that. Okay, so... What are we coming across here? Oh, trees. Okay. Land. Oh, I think we just destroyed a tree. Oh, and that's another one. Okay. External temperature. Okay, I think we'll be good. Boiling superstorms. Hi! Glass, 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 glass. Does it want glass? Do I feed it glass? Superheated atmosphere improves jetpack efficiency. Jetpack further during something, something, something. Am I meant to be... Location indicated by the sentry is nearby. Activate the target sweeply. Oh. So I'm meant to go that way. Don't worry, just a gigantic spider beast over there. Apparently it's friendly. Got 200 meters. Okay, well let's speed this up a bit. Oh, I missed it. Hey, a rainbow! It's a rainbow! Ah! Ah. This is problematic. We should probably wait until the storm ends. There we go. Now we've got some cover. Bloop! Beep! Hey, come down here, mate. Where are you? I don't know, the music's picked up. Is it fighting them? I hope not. Yeah, look, I'm down here. Look, come here, come here. Be safe. Yay! Ass are over. Oh. Storm clearing. Very nice. Oh, hey, I can finish you. I wanted to know what that did. So, can I... Geology cannon? I think that's what it is. Plasma launcher, geology cannon. See, now I think the geology cannon is good for, like, creating, like, big carves out of the earth, but also collection of resources. I think that's what I'm guessing. So maybe we should give it a go. I mean, I've got silicate powder for that. So if I just use the plasma launcher and see what we get this time. Yeah, I didn't get anything for that. So that's good. Now we know what that does. Hey, you guys are going to want to maybe get out, because there's going to be a bit of a battle here. Right, so first of all, these things are harmless, so I can just shoot them to death. However, it does get the attention of these guys. Oh! Where's the big guy? There he is. Doing bombs into the ground. Can you not get in the way of my... Oh, why can I hear another one there? Ah, god damn it, stop repairing it! Flames! No, I'm not trying to summon anything. What the fuck? Nice. Hard frame engine. God knows what any of that looked like on the stream. Because it is a bit laggy. Okay. Particle effects and weather and shit. Warning! Boundary node exposed. My exosuit begins integrating directly with the terminal. It's AI flooding with data. I see flashes of schematics, glass structures, language files. Stop the exosuit down. Permit the integration to continue? My exosuit completes its valuable work, though I am unsure what exactly it was attempting to do. Words flash before on the Hive's terminal, suddenly legible. Archive status, open. Access. Download hardframe blueprints? Yes? Terminal transfers data to my exosuit, a set of Sentinel hardframe schematics. I feel a great sense of relief. A hardframe right arm. Suddenly I hear an alarm begin to sound. New words swim forth upon the screen. Local anomaly detected. Category drone imposter. Attempt network reconstitution. Initiate remote memory purge. Awaiting remote response. Terminal attempts to broadcast data to the sentry, but something is wrong. I hear the voice of my exosuit, but none of the words make sense. The terminal screams noiselessly. Somehow. The screen flashes to black. Somehow. Yay, I got technology. I don't know what that's for. Okay. So that little accident I had with trying to summon things. Wondering whether I can summon like one of my there we go, Exocraft. So I could summon that and be driving around in this. Yeah. Haha. See, why haven't I been doing this all this time? I'm safe in here. I think if I run over stuff, I generally just collect them as well. Sorry. No, I just ran over something. Oh, there's a bit of roadkill there. Sorry. Apologies. Oh, wait. So is this my mining beam? That's my mining beam. So there's some things I can't mine, and also I can't seem to look down as far as like that. Especially when it's active. Interesting. But yeah, this is like a form of protection. Maybe I should go for the smaller vehicles, because that is rather big. It died. Blows up. What does? Wait. Hey, okay, right. Sentinel hardframe right arm schematic obtained from the Sentinel pillar. Install stolen Sentinel technology in your what? What did that say? Okay, I wish it would just stick. Just stay there. Sentinel hardframe right arm schematic obtained from the Sentinel pillar. Install stolen Sentinel technology in your Minotaur Exocraft. This Sentinel grade technology will enhance the Minotaur Exocraft's mining laser system. Select an empty inventory slot and begin installation. Okay, so not this then. No. Exocraft. So, which one's the Minotaur? You're the Minotaur. I don't like how alive you look. Bit too alive, methinks. Oh. Interesting. Can I be inside this rather than being third person? I hate the third person view. Can I... Minotaur AI Pilot. That's what we're trying to install. Cobalt, some of that. One of these. It's done. It's blue now! So what does that do? Is that like a gun? Heavy Exocraft Hybrid. This limb override also functions as its own dedicated combat system, so it is a gun. Deploys high velocity stun projectiles and serves as an excellent support weapon to the Minotaur primary cannon. Use G to cycle weapon, blah de blah de blah. But how do I get inside this? Like, I want to be... Ah, there we go. Oh, it's a bit limited, isn't it? And oh, the moving around is cumbersome as well. Maybe I do want to be on the outside. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I do. Considering the alternative, this is better. But I can cycle through my weapons, can I? What did it say? G? Oh! Oh no, its head's on fire. Soz, I didn't mean to shoot you in the head. Yeah, it's like hard to see where it's shooting, considering it's like taking up half the screen. Okay, I want to aim over there, but the reticle is in the arm. Like, do I have to aim or something? Like, no, there doesn't seem to be any sort of aim. Maybe I need to like install some things, specifically a radar array mainly, because I want to be able to put things in and out of this thing. We definitely want a laser so that we can mine while we're in this thing. Fuel system. Self-greasing servo. Is that like an upgrade to this? Whatever, we'll put it in. Whatever. Just we'll sort it out later when we actually understand what any of this stuff is. Precision Minotaur laser. Upgrades the Minotaur heavy exosuit hybrid laser array system. Applies the power deployed by the mining beam. Oh, amplifies power deployed by the mining beam, increasing mining speed and enabling the process to be processing of difficult to mine raw materials. Well, we definitely want that, don't we? Gravitino ball, nice, got that. We want that next to that, don't we? There we go. Gives you a boost. And what do you do? Minotaur cannon, heavy mounted weapon, a mounted cannon specifically designed for the Minotaur heavy exosuit hybrid. Okay. Minotaur AI pilot. Fuck it, why not? Let's stick an AI pilot in there as well. I imagine that just means it follows me around when I get out. Don't know what this is, but I'm installing it anyway. It's just the cannon. So what's this then? Bore. So it digs. Interesting. So I need antimatter, which I can't get at because I believe it's on the freighter. There we are. Just plop that there. Put the rest back. What are you highlighting that one for? Oh, hang on, I've got gold, haven't I? Gold's on the ship. Why can't I get out of the ship? Is it because I'm in this? Oh, the starship's out of range. Okay. Just bring it back. Wait. Okay. We're good. Can't tell me it's out of range now, can you? Gold! And you have antimatter, and you need microprocessors, which I can just craft here. Don't know how many you need though. Hang on. 2 was fine. Oh no, I was in that. I needed that. Good. All good. God, it is slow though. But I suppose if I like encounter a place I can't feasibly live in, it's, you know, it's probably best to have this handy. Wait, no. Do you guys go together? So much of existing metal paneling, upgrading them to a photovoltaic surfaces. This reactive coating generates energy during daylight hours. So automatic engine recharging during the day. Oh, okay. So it's solar powered now. I don't need to fuel it. That's interesting. Okay. What about that? Right, can I have any upgrades for that? Do I have any upgrades for anything? I don't think I do. Everything, just those 2. Yeah, I can't build any more technology on this, so I don't have any of it. Okay. So... stun cannon. There's an animal. Are you stunned? You seem to be taking damage. Minotaur laser for zappy zappy diggy diggy. Okay, that's pretty good. Minotaur cannon seems to be some sort of flamethrower. Fair enough. And then for digging. Okay. That's not too bad. I mean, I don't really want to be using this, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have. I will take them. Parathium, you can go on the freighter, I believe. I have a slot for you. Good. Lovely. Yeah. How do I despawn them? How do I tell them to go away? Yeah, it is following me. Oxygen marked. Come on, catch up. Oh god, it is trying. It's actually trying to catch up with me. That's interesting. Oh, I like that. Can I have an AI pilot for this thing? That'd be nice to have this sort of following me around. And then when storms come in, I can just pop in and not have to worry about burning to death or whatever. Right, what can I put in you? Alright, it seems I'm in the process of installing stuff on you. I can make some more of those. Wait, why can't I make more of you? I need one more carbon nanotube, that's why. Wait. Paraffin. Was it that I was trying to... I've got dioxide. What am I missing? I must have done this like ages and ages ago, because I do not remember putting all these on here. Alright, you're done. Wait, are you done? A carbon nanotube. Oh, two carbon nanotubes. And storm crystals. 2 microprocessors for you. Oh, wait. Let's just get a few of them going. There we go. Boop. Right. So that's all sorted out. Why have I got... oh, that's 100% scan radius. Okay, so they must go together. Yeah, they're very subtle. You can't really see it, but around the edge there's like a colour. Yeah, same with that. They need to be next to each other to get the boost. I'm not sure about the fuel system. Does that have a boost as well? No. Maybe. Nope. Okay. Right. Interesting. But no AI core for it. But it would be nice. Do you remember anything? I don't remember much. I don't actually remember me asking a question then. So why am I here again? Do I have to go back? Where is the little... Wait, was it here I needed to be? It's saying go there. Planetary settlement off planet. I've got to go back to the settlement. Okay. Well, there's so many storms on this planet. It's ridiculous. And that way. Wow, it's such a close planet. Attempt a landing. Lovely. Try not to crush anything. Oh, broke something. Well, it looks like... Oh. Oh, dear. I thought we missed. He does not look happy. Where am I meant to be going? The citizens have grown curious. They note the sudden and traumatic appearance of the Sentinel hard frames, and that the Overseer appears to be accompanied by a rogue drone. Reassure them. The citizens are pleased by your words. They have lived in fear of the Sentinels their entire lives, and now hope for peace. They wish to assist you in your search, for answers, and have prepared an expedition. Hang on. Direct expedition to which location? Send to abandoned building. Send to a monolith. Does it matter? Doesn't say what they do. Abandoned building. Send to a monolith. You didn't want to do that? You sad now? I mean, if you didn't want to go, just, you know, whichever one you wanted to go to, you probably should have asked. Can we go to this one? Yeah, by all means. You know what you want, I don't. Right. So, is that it? That's the end of the... Or do I just talk to the little guy? Hi. Vocalization bad. Help? Me? You? Go there. There. Place. Accept coordinate data. The drone transmits a set of numbers to my exosuit. They do appear to be valid coordinates. Target outside local system. Consult galaxy map. Okay. Where did I park? Oh yes, I parked right here. Okay, so we're going to another place. Okie dokie. We're going to the next system over. Hello, Archifel. The Archifel system. Maybe you've got a freighter I can buy. I would very much like a better freighter. It's funny how they all come with the same ship. The same bridge. Ah, a battle is detected. I really hope they're not attacking me. Emergency comms. Oh god, no, they are fighting me. Okay. Stop going round in circles. This is not a valid battle strategy. God, you're the worst. And dead. Right. Is that all of them? Alert. Scramble coordinates received. Nice. Where are the coordinates? Okay. Take me to them! Emergency comms. Okay. Hello. Friend is best friend. Dismoladi to Gyoki with Gek Robilia. Ivog Etriptum is large. I hope you're not coming on to me. The life form who must be the captain of this freighter looks greatly relieved. They gesture as they welcome me aboard the vessel. Is there a freighter? Oh, hello. Wait, is that the one? Is that the one you're signaling me to, or is it a different one? Let's assume it's this one.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I didn't ask. I didn't ask for you. You were not summoned. Fucking keep to yourself. No freighter for you. Well, you know, I wish I had a freighter. I wish I had a better freighter than this. Freighters, press escape to read more. What? Space rescue. Locate a distressed freighter and aid in its defense. Speak to the captain. I'm doing that. Hello, Captain? Captain! 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 Hello, Captain. An air of weary authority clearly marks as a off to buy the freighter. It's a B class. I don't want to buy it. Is there any way that we can... What the fuck? Wait, is there a freighter up there? There's another freighter over there. Is that the freighter I'm meant to be going to? I want to have a look around your freighter just quickly, just to see what you've got going on. What are these? They look interesting, whatever they are. Ooh. Oh, I'm out in space. Just casual spacewalk there. Generator there. Still using some sort of electro diesel or something. The fuck? Just wondering, why is it necessary for you to be out in space briefly, just to go here? Any answers you're gonna give me? No? Okay. You do it on this side as well. Why is this necessary? Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So this is sort of like the grid you're given to build on. Oh shit. It looks a lot bigger out here than it does like when you're approaching it in the ship. It's very odd. Yes. Yes, anyway, I want to go back to my ship and go to the other freighter that is apparently here. Maybe that's a much better freighter that won't be filled with little geck shits. God, where is it? Where is it? Make your way to the bridge to speak to the captain. Your assistance will be rewarded. Didn't I just do that, or is it the other one that I right now cannot find? Where is it? Ah, that freighter maybe. It's weird because I did speak to the captain. Oh wait, no, didn't I? I must have gone somewhere else. Can you, like, every time I move around in these places, you're always contacting me. Unit Thief, Sales Gek, Elri me, Ajar Goods Need Jelma Friend, please, Ulfs Snooning Novelis. Sounds like you need goods. Cargo manifest. Oh, you're selling goods. Can I sell to you? Have I got anything I can sell? What just happened to my view? Hello? Okay, never mind. That's fine, I didn't want to trade with that person anyway. I thought he would have rewarded me for, like, helping him or something. So this is the one I should have been at. I know which way I'm coming out here. Okay. Hello! You gonna reward me? Much Etriptum, friend. Your help, Rojuna Menigek, and much Lepru Iska. Okay. Small creature, chatters excitedly, and hops from one foot to the other. Gesturing wildly around the bridge, they point towards the control panel of the freighter. They seem to suggest that I take control. Inspect the freighter. It's a C class, but it's got the same, like, storage space, except for the technology in the cargo, which is much worse. That's interesting. It looks good, but, you know, I don't think so. Sorry, I'd rather be paid. Give me money. Please just pay me. I don't want your ship. Yay, what did you give me just then? Was that a... Oh, you gave me a bulkhead thing. Nice. Okay, so I can also get bulkhead things if I rescue you and ask for a payment. That's good. That's good to know. That means I could just travel from system to system, and hopefully... I think my ship has like a battle detector as well, so if I can detect a fight, if I go into it, I can find them. Right, so you basically got the same situation as the other ship that I found, that I encountered. Oh my god. This, you know what, this ship is an amazing looking ship though. I hope the one that I end up with is one of these, because this is just bananas. Look at it. Oh my god, it's so large. Look how... Ooh, it goes on forever. It's huge. And it's got like a big sort of... You'd expect that to be the bridge, wouldn't you? Up there. Not here. Well, I suppose it's got to be somewhere, isn't it? Yeah. Can I do anything here? No. Anyway, back to my ship. Very nice. But I have got things to be doing. Apparently I'm doing a Sentinel mission. Just look how far this goes. Oh, well, apparently I'm not going as far. Can you just get off me? These fucking antennas. Why? Right. When you're building a ship that has a hangar bay there, maybe don't stick a great big bunch of, like, antennas right in front of it. Bad idea. Crashes imminent. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I was just demonstrating. I wasn't trying to land. Oh, let me go back out. And instantly take off again. They're probably looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing? I just need to turn round, okay? You've got all of space to turn round? Why are you using our electricity? Because they still use electricity in this scenario. Not like plasma or, I don't know. Whatever. Whatever they use to power stuff in the future. Carbon, I think it is. Oh, I don't enough coffee. I do. Ah, nice. That's the last of my coffee. I need to get another one. Oh, come on! How is it this hard to get across the bleeding solar system? It's taking me ages. I think it took 3 days to get to the moon. The Apollo mission to the moon. Days to travel that far. I suppose they were going really, really fast though, so yeah, it was possibly Earth. Holy crap. Is that rock floating? I think this rock is floating. I know I'm meant to be sort of going down there, but I want to check out this geological anomaly here. Oh my god, it's flying. It's a flying rock. God knows how that works. Oh wow, we've got 2 things to explore. Although I think this is a sort of like dig and find the treasures sort of thing. Right, if I scan it, it'll probably show me that everything's underground. Yeah, it's just sort of... It's giving me this sort of thing going on. Wait. Yeah, look, everything's all underground. Bollocks to that. Fucking go forward. There we go. Is this where I'm meant to be? Hi. Hello? I come in peace. Do not be afraid. I have a gun. Hello? Anybody here? Come out with all of your limbs up. All of them. I'm just stealing your nanites. Facility status. Intrusion detected. Production paused. Awaiting restart authorization. I have just noticed there is a bunch of sentinels in this room. Awaiting restart authorization. The factory terminal looks like any other. Another anonymous facility, another meaningless screen of data. But the numbers that scroll past call out to me. I find my hand upon the panel. A needle extends from the glove of my suit. I did not know I had a needle in my suit. I did not move my arm. Give in. I surrender to my exosuit. I am a statue, a powerless witness to whatever it is attempting. Wave after wave of numbers fill the terminal screen, patterns swirling as my exosuit communes with the data. At last it halts upon a prompt I understand. Glass archive breached. Boundary status open. Download hard frame blueprints? Yeah. The factory is a portal. An anonymous node no more. Through this window my exosuit retrieves another set of Sentinel hard frame schematics from whatever world of data lies beneath. There was no need to feel afraid. Everything has changed colour. I have found a new thing. Left arm. So I had the right arm, now it's the left arm. Additional entity registered. Laylapse. The drone deactivated unit. Neural upgrade noted available. Proceed. Neural upgrade noted available. Proceed. Transmit upgrade packet. Neural upgrade packet broadcast. Awaiting remote response. Hi there. Are you friendly? Do I need to be worried about you? Factory deployed a neural something sentry. Is that you? Are you a neural sentry? Coordinates led to manufacturing facility. Search the factory terminal. Fucking always clicking at the wrong fucking time. Manufacturing facility. Search the factory terminal to investigate. Reinforced doors can be destroyed. Multi-tool weapon, recycle weapon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right, I did that. Hello? I can't access that anymore. Hey, little fella. Come here. Come here. Oi! Oi, you little bitch. Come here. Where are you going? Where are you going? Is this thing taking me somewhere, or is it just trying to get away from me? It does seem rather intent on going in this direction, doesn't it? Oh. Were you just looking for me? I was here this entire time. Network purge complete. Restoring basal cognitive layer. Uh-oh. Multiple coloured dots? Exclamation mark. Feeling better. Feel fresh. Greetings, Telemon. Who is Telemon? Perhaps I have made an error. Yes, error. Apologies, traveller. Please accept my fault with a capital L for some reason. To establish better bond, install hardframe blueprint to own Minotaur. It/you compute more. Install the Sentinel hardframe schematic. Okay. Do you want to explain your actions? Why were you coming over here? Is that absolutely necessary? Hell is that? Frozen tubers. Why are you gassy? Whoa, look at that bird! Look at him go, he's on a run. Is that a bird? I'm not sure. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a bug? Oh, look at him go! It's like little Danny DeVito sort of thing. I'm gonna scan you. I want to have a look at you. Interesting. I'm going to call it the Danny DeVito bird. Or just the DeVito bird, maybe. How do you spell DeVito? Is it like that? DeVito? Burst. DeVito bird. There we go. Note, DeVito bird is found in the deep snow and icy forests of the planet Schbert. Gentle, friendly creatures, they are always happy to interact with other living beings. Highly specialized sense organs allow them to dig through the fecal deposits of other creatures, sniffing out and consuming the nutrients within. Oh dear. But I think that's a good name for it. Why? You are very vocal right now. Right, so yes, I need to put the new upgrade on my Minotaur, apparently. Can't summon, no exocraft summoning. Oh, is it because my freighter isn't here? Can I summon my freighter? Seems so. Now I can summon a exocraft. I'm gonna get in you. E. Install this bugger. Done it. What does it do? 400% stun. Oh, it's an upgrade. Does that go? Wait, no? Really? Oh, that's the right arm. It's the left arm. That. So. That's weird. Is that just an upgrade? Do I have to have like the right arm thing for that to work properly. Because it's not linking with a sort of coloured outline. It's weird. Just leave that there. It's installed. Now what? Trace of metal. Sentinel Hunt team has returned. What? Again? Can you just leave my settlement alone, you assholes? The settlers have returned from their Sentinel facility mission. Address the away team at the administration terminal. Okay. I want to know what's in you. Okay. You got nitrogen. You got nitrogen in you? I only got carbon then, unless I... nitrogen. Okay, let's summon our ship. Bring ship. Thanks. I know it was only over there, but... Oh, careful, careful, careful. Mine. Oh, you're so close. You may want to pull up, mate. You're right there. Alright, you seem to be alright. What the hell was that? I'm hearing stuff. Can I land on you? It looks like you've got a landing pad on your back. Not quite. Oh my god, you do have a landing pad on your back. But I can't actually land on you. Well, that's because you are literally just decorative, aren't you? You're not actually a ship I can interact with. Right, let's... I suppose we've got to head back to the Sentinel. Head back to the settlement. That's the word. And I think the easiest way I can do that is through the space station. So it's a poo bird. It was a poo bird, yes, the DeVito bird. It's made of poo. It roots through poo. Very friendly though. It's quite likely to root through poo, and then if it sees you, come over and lick your face. That always seems to be the case with these sort of creatures. Hold up. Oh, I've already met them. Oh, well, it's lucky I'm going in here then. I do wonder what this is about, this thing. Because it's... You've got this, there's this new sort of bit here that wasn't there before. And this gives you options like, you know, override, stable, online, blah blah blah, functional, input override code, restore standing. I mean, I've already done that. Don't really know what it did, but apparently, you know, I did it. But like, input override code, does that mean I can like take over the station, make it my own station? Does that give me a form of income other than the settlement? It's the wrong side, isn't it? Yeah, I thought so. It's fine. Just use the bridge here. Okay. Very treacherous bridge. Oh hey, some free navigational data. Or nanites. Nope, I want to go there. It still says it's the Hayabusa Pass. It's not though. That is the station's AI. Yeah, but it says override. So like, can I be the person who owns the AI? I don't know. That never used to be there before. accidentally shot it. Not a smart idea if you can. Why not? Why not? I want to own a base. That'd be lovely. A star base. That'd be great, actually. Debrief the Sentinel expedition. Thank the citizens who went seeking answers about Sentinels have returned from their expedition. They report they found Sentinel hardframe blueprint, but the atmosphere is subdued. Another Sentinel hardframe thing. Thank the explorers, question the explorers, debrief them. I'll question them. Why was that not good? Release the what? The citizens are reluctant to speak further. They are muttering about the water, swirling rumours that are difficult to understand. They do not seem quite themselves. How should we deal with the explorers? Quarantine the explorers. Yeah, saying no, but I think that's safe. Now I've got legs. There seems to be a running theme here. Gathering certain objects. New settlement feature quarantined explorers. Really? Oh, hang on. Where are they then? I want to see the quarantined explorers. I want to go in and go, haha, no longer quarantined. I don't know. Are you alright? Glitching out, are ya? Bloody Korvax. Coming round here. Being all glitchy. Anything I can do about this? The maintenance cost per day is going up. But that's probably because of the new buildings that I've built. It would be nice if I had a few more little missions to do that make things better. I need their happiness and their productivity to be up. Please! Please! Let me build more buildings! Sentinel hardframe schematic recovered by settlement. Away team. Install stolen I will. Not you. Do. They are. Alright.
Hello. It's fucking warm up here.
Yep, I imagine so.
Suppose I'll say hi.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Otherwise, I will just ignore you. I'm not having another stream where I'm talking to myself.
I mean,
When there's someone else in the room, I mean.
nah. Streaming is just talking to yourself. It's just every now and then someone in the chat sort of gives you a topic of conversation.
Yeah, but you don't want a one-sided conversation. That's not fair on the people watching.
You're whatever you said.
Good effort.
That's a big wallbot.
Yeah. Come here.
That's your big wallbot.
It is my big robot.
I've had you on lurk this whole time. I've just been doing other things.
That's fine.
I had a
don't
big
mind.
watch of something else.
Was it porn?
Yeah, while I was wanking.
Good.
I was masturbating to pornography. Because I'm single. I am terminally single.
Hot singles in your area.
I also decided to drink all the beers in my fridge, so now I'm slightly buzzy.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Why not? I got a week off.
Yeah. Just enjoy yourself.
I got a week off. Get it? A week off.
It's got a week
It's got a week off! Oh, I just realised I'm pointing the fucking thing right at the microphone. It's probably really annoying.
Well, I don't know.
His microphones are quite good at only really picking up what's right in front of your bush.
Well, I don't know. If we go silent and I look at the mic, there is a bit of noise going on there.
Yeah.
And now, like, point it away. Yeah, that was a lot. It went from like down here to up here. Shadow Wolf says high
Better.
flap.
Shadow Wolf has high flaps.
He does. His flaps are very high.
Oh, no wonder I can't reach him. Try as I might. How you doing, Shoo?
Shadow Biddly Bodly Boop. I'm thinking about names. Telemon, not Telemon.
What?
That's, the sentry is talking to me.
Sounds like Michael Jackson lyrics.
Telemon, not Telemon. Places have names. People have names. Even clothing.
Yeah, my trousers are called Michael.
Why?
Because they... I wee in them a lot. I don't know.
What?
You join the dots. I'm not here to do the comedy. You're the streamer. The fucking world's most famous Henry streamer.
I am. I am the #1 Henry streamer in the world.
In the world.
But I do not possess a name. Why? Say they are a drone. Say they do not need one. Say you do not know. I do not know. I would like to give this thing a name.
Are you going to name the little robot?
I hope so.
Call him Cunty.
When I was a part of the Hive, I did not require a designation. But
He's
where
Borg!
is... I was about to say, this is sort of like the 7 of 9 story.
Yeah.
But,
Oh,
but where is my Hive now?
Even as a homosexual man, you must admit 7 and 9 is
She was a curvy lady.
Oh, yes.
I know. I will give myself a name. Oh, come
I would
on.
give her all 3.5 inches of what I've got.
I will call myself Laylaps. And that ship just went into a mountain. Did you see that?
Laylaps, more like lay flaps.
I'm good just trying to think on stuff. More like the #1 sparkly dweeb. Dweeb!
So sparkly works as well.
Oh yeah, it does. Glittery, sparkly, shiny, I think, as well.
See you, Cameron.
See you, Cameron.
I think you should shorten that clip just to see you, Cameron.
No.
But that's the best bit. I mean, to be fair, it is good how he gets him.
Lights,
Can't grow concrete. You can.
lights flash within Laylaps' carapace. They are delighted to hear their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's called Laylaps now.
Laylaps.
Your Minotaur friend needs a mind before it can flourish. I can help. I can help. I see the big walkers.
That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen.
Oh, here we go.
He is without a doubt the sexiest pirate I've ever heard of.
I see where they walk. Obtain the brain of a walker.
No.
Bring it to your anomaly. That is so loud in my ears. Bring it to accept the directions to the walkers. Okay. We are doing so well. Well, I seem to have a little sort of AI friend now.
Hooray!
Hi. So I've got to go back to Tethys now. Tethys.
So, I claimed all the things, and I got a A-class multi-tool from watching, well, lurking this stream.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool, man.
I think you can link your PS2 account to your Xbox and
PS2.
PS whatever, your PlayStation account to it. So whatever you've got this game on, you should be able to get
See,
the
now I
Twitch
wanna-
rewards.
Now I want to play No Man's Sky on PS2.
Well,
Imagine.
you can. Well, it's definitely a PS2 game. Don't know why I said PS2.
Look at them graphics. Yeah, I've been thinking of hooking up the PS2 lately because when we were searching for Switch games the other day, I was looking at all those Tony Hawk games on the PS2 and I was like, I really want to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 again.
Yeah.
I am fucking good at Tony Hawk. I can rack up combos of millions of points.
I'll give you the chat so you can see what's going on. Not that there is anything going on.
It's alright, I will fuck off in a bit. I just really wanted to sit in front of the aircon. Because it gets fucking warmer at night, I swear. It's not fair, man.
Ah, Jesus! Hello!
So it's your mount, but it sort of has a mind of its own.
Yeah, it can... I gave it an AI so it can wander around and follow me.
By the way, Flat, I have an actual Switch now. Congrats! Does it turn the lights on and off?
How long have you had that? Because...
Well,
play Switch games.
About this. This is the Switch.
Oh,
Whoa, that's a big boy!
is that going to shoot me? Install the paralysis mortar to prepare for...
Boy, that
fucking thing just... It gives you like 2 seconds to read anything. Retrieve a pristine Walker brain.
Oh, I knew the brain. I thought you were going to get the big boy.
Installation of a Sentinel hard-frame body will allow the Minotaur exocraft to fight autonomously. Amazing. Retrieve a pristine brain from an elite Sentinel Walker. The sentry has detected the location of a Walker. Okay, so that's why I'm here. I need to murder this thing. And I'm going to murder
it'd be
it
so cool if you could lay claim to
with
it.
this. Brain protection panel 3 of 3.
Me want brain.
Uh,
I sold my Switch Lite to the Switch, so you could say you switched it.
ha. Ha ha ha.
What?
Ha ha ha.
Why are you laughing?
You switched
Stop laughing! Points if you get the reference. Probably won't get the reference because it was a really bad impression.
it. Hooray, now it's dead.
Ah, it looks like that thing from Star Trek Wars, where they
They
tied its
wander
legs
around.
up and it went, oh fuck you now, and fell over.
They do actually have two-legged things that do that. It's already sort of fighting for me. You see that? Look.
Why is everything going all misty?
Oh, because we're in the middle of a storm. That's why.
I prefer if it was going all grog.
What's
That
this?
is an old reference.
Salt.
But you get the reference, right? Shadow Wolf.
I would like some salt.
Salt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe you... Because I always assumed that you just get salt from, you know, rock and from the sea. But that molten salt that we get comes from mud. I guess, you know...
Well, it's still sea salt, but yeah, it comes from the mud.
But yeah, it comes from like mud flats in some part of...
Malden,
Some part of Malden, yes.
which isn't too far away from here.
Is it not?
No.
Somewhat, I know it is old. It's Cell. I believe it's when... God, when does he say it? Oh, that's right, yeah, it's when Vegeta does the very first Final Flash, or at least the very first official Final Flash in Dragon Ball Z, and he hits Cell with it, and he goes, "Ah, you maimed me!" And then Vegeta's all like, and he goes, "Stop laughing!"
Scooby-Doo style.
Yeah. He goes, "Ruh-roh, I broke your arm, Shrill." And he goes, "Zoinks, zoinks! You totally got me, man." And then, yeah, he goes and gets his arm back. And reveals the truth that Vegeta didn't really do any damage to him. Because he am too strong.
Curse you, Frisbee.
Curse you, Frisbee! He's Golden Frisbee now.
Yeah. That's his real name. Uh-oh. Did you see that? Just suddenly this shit happening?
So, when I went to visit my bestest pal in Bedfordshire, which is where he lives, sorry to dox you, I was playing Frisbee with him and his daughter. And ages later, he was talking to her about me, and she was like, "I remember playing Crispy with Uncle my name. Uncle Flat." But yeah, she said Crispy. It was really cute and hilarious.
Crispy.
Crispy.
Curse you, Crispy.
Cell was the weakest villain. I don't know. I didn't like Boo. I thought he was dumb. But an argument can be made. Cell was kind of trash. But I will admit, when Toonami here in the UK, I think it was the same in America, were airing Dragon Ball Z back when I was very young, they did this sort of live action commercial for the Cell Saga, and it really fucking scared me when I was a kid. He was going around drinking people.
Oh my god.
That's what Cell did. It was actually pretty hardcore. They ended up in this town called Icky Town, and
Fucking hell.
because that's what First Form Cell sounds like. And yeah, they turned up and it was just loads of clothes all over the floor. And then there's this rich fat guy and he's like, "Please help me, I'll give you all my money." And he goes, "Shut up," and starts drinking him with his weird tail. And you literally see it. The guy melts and all his skin goes all loose and he just. Ugh.
How to terrify a young generation.
I thought it was the scariest shit ever. But I was like 6, maybe 7, possibly 8. I might have been 21.
This was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's why I smell of pee.
Why?
Because I peed.
Oh, I hate it when you pee.
I peed in the peas.
Please
and now
don't
the
pee.
peas smell of pee.
Why
Yes.
must you pee?
I remember that, it was awesome. Yeah, it was. But yeah, so because of that, I do have a sort of soft spot for Cell. That and the fact that I've always really liked Tien, and the whole thing where he did the many tri-beams really made me happy when I was a kid. And the really, really good Piccolo versus Android 17 fight. So, you know, it had its moments. But the whole first half of the Majin Buu saga can fuck off. All that fucking Gohan goes to high school. Now he's a superhero. Whoa, so wacky. I hated all that.
He's like this super fucking muscly like person, and then he's getting bullied. He's wearing glasses.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
He's a nerd.
That is exactly how they made Gohan into like a joke. Is let's give him some glasses now. So he's all like, "Oh, sorry guys, I've not been fighting. I've been working on math. Oh, Gohan, you nerd! Quick, give him a noogie.
Why
Take
does
his
he need
lunch
to
money."
go to high school? Isn't he
know.
like saving the world all the time?
He's literally powerful enough to destroy solar systems at the age of 11. And they're like, "Whoa, Gohan goes to high school."
That's exactly how it went.
It was. Yes, the filler episode of Goku and Piccolo driving was really good. Piccolo dressed in civilian clothing was always a laugh. Sorry, I'm hijacking your stream talking about Dragon Ball Z.
No, it's alright. It's better than me just mumbling to myself about what's being going on the screen. Look at this guy. It's like a fucking gecko.
If people can see me waving my arm, it's because I'm a little bit drunk and I'm enjoying the sort of...
The cool air.
Yeah, the air rushing out of the aircon. It feels really nice on my Hondi. Which is a weird word for hand.
Feel the pristine brain.
I have a pristine brain.
Yes, pristine.
It's pristine because it's never been used.
So we want this to go in your Minotaur, like how you think. I like how you think, Traveller. Bring the heavy armaments to the fight against the Sentinels. This thing's gonna be deadly. It might kill me.
Look at this spiky motherfucker.
I know, look at him. Mad.
One headbutt from him and it's all over.
Yeah. The entire world fractures. There's a few vulnerabilities in this thing. Should be simple enough job to bypass a few circuits. Yes, this won't take long. There, done. That really didn't take long. I've done the part for you, rewired the brain, schematic, blah 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 blah. So now I can stick this in my... What? Traveller. This brain. It won't be enough. It needs something else. Something crimson. Really?
Blood. You must get the blood.
It's not... You're not an orc, are you? You know, if it's red, it goes faster, and because they believe it, that it's true.
What?
That's apparently how that works in Warhammer. The orcs. I think it's orcs. They don't have any sort of like magical abilities, but they sort of do. If they believe something hard enough, it happens.
God, imagine that.
I think it's Warhammer. Yeah, look, even Shadow Wolf's saying, "Is this Warhammer?"
Imagine that. I would be so powerful because I would just believe. I'd be like, I believe my penis is massive. It never happened. Believe all you want, mate. You still got a fucking acorn between your legs. Oh, come on! I believe.
Come on. Exocraft out of range. Well, of course it is. I'm here, aren't I?
Orc red
Tethys
make go
prepared the hack
boom
brain for
fast.
disconnection, flying
What? Just
space.
anything that is the colour red?
Tethys has prepared the hacked brain for disconnection. I need to go into space and present it to the Crimson Void, whatever that means.
I love all the fucking random neon and splashed everywhere.
It's good, isn't it? That's what the future looks like.
I love refrigerators. Oh, look at this crazy mofo.
Yeah, he's what gives you your things from Twitch.
Oh.
I don't want to exchange.
Well, bro. Amazing. Yeah, that's what I've got, an A-class multi-tool. It's pretty good. He looks like the sand people from Star Wars.
Exchange? I don't want to exchange it though.
The sand people are pussies.
I'll just decline it for now because I think I've filled up my tool rack with guns. I don't know how to get rid of them. It's like
Throw them into the sea.
if I go here, I've got swap multi-tool, and I've got like a bunch of them. I don't know how to get rid of them. Like, I can't sell them to anyone. I can't.
Can you dismantle them into minerals?
I honestly have no idea.
Jesus
A and D to
Christ,
navigate.
Marie, they're minerals.
F to select. That'll just equip it. Back. Control to quick bind them. I mean, it's. How do I get rid of them? How do I get rid of them?
I'm scared.
I don't want them.
Put them in your arse.
Put them up your asshole. Maybe I need to have like a tool rack or something. I could just put them on.
Did you tell the chat about the anal navigator?
I made references to it.
Good. Oh, it's a frightening thing.
The
It's like a bollard for your
50
butthole.
centimetre bollard, yeah.
And it's not very effective because all the old ladies fell into the canal.
Indeed. Funnily enough, in Mold.
Has anyone found that useful yet?
I don't know if it's even been accepted. It may not have been.
Bastards.
You can't just put anything on there, otherwise there'd just be loads of abuse.
I love
It's
abuse.
still got to be like reviewed by the seller, I believe.
Do you know, this game still amazes me with its aesthetics. And when you just see the scale of stuff, like the rings around that planet. Look at that! It's
Yeah.
amazing.
The Crimson Void. Where is the Crimson Void?
It makes me want to do a sex wee. Oh, too late.
Tethys has prepared the hacked brain for disconnection from the Sentinel network. All that is required now is for the brain to hear the voice of the voice of the Atlas. Activate the Starship pulse drive to present the brain to the Crimson Void. Okay, so I've got to go at roughly this speed. And it's scanning for it, and it should appear as soon as it says so. There we go.
Ugh. Fuck is that?
This is the Crimson Void,
Oh, okay.
apparently. And apparently I'm crashing into it. Oh!
It looks like your background.
Present
with
the
the
hacked brain.
triangles.
It does, doesn't it? A little bit.
Yeah.
This
plagiarist.
relentlessly. Relentlessly.
Swadjungu.
It's okay. It's speaking bollocks.
Yeah, you haven't learned enough words yet.
No, this isn't. This doesn't seem to be. This doesn't seem to be like a language, because it usually comes up with like other words that you do know. That
Yeah.
actually did just have words that I knew in it without it being highlighted.
Interesting.
Shifting nanite clusters sewn together with the pugnium filament. I don't understand. Okay, so I'm gonna assume I've got to like install that now.
No.
Would it tell me to? Let's have a look at it
No.
again.
I think you just got to bring it back to Spiky Head.
Let's have a look at this thing again.
The Crimson Chin.
Look at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were things like that out in space.
Yeah.
I imagine there are just like completely unimaginable fucking
Horrors.
anomalies out in space that we'll never know. Literally unknowable.
Things that have been created just completely by accident.
Yeah.
So
Apparently there is an entire like cluster of like space mist or whatever that is chemically the same as raspberry vodka.
yeah.
I think it's like highly radioactive though, but you know, they say if you fly through it and taste it, it will taste like raspberry flavoured vodka. Which I think, how did they know that? Did they get a bit of it and bring it back and go, what is it made of? I don't know, but it tastes like raspberry vodka.
No,
Let's have a taste.
the way they do it is a lot of sort of context clues from the general environment of where they are scanning. I say scanning, where they are looking. Things will move in certain ways depending on the way they are composed, basically. Say there's like a planet made of pure diamond, that'd be incredibly dense. You can tell that there's a planet going around a star by the way it wobbles, because it will pull. But so they can basically measure what the density of this. If they know roughly how big the star is based on distance and brightness and all that sort of stuff, and it wobbles in a certain way, they can assume there is a planet there or something orbiting it. And by how much it wobbles, it depends on the size of the planet. But if they can't find a massive planet around it, if it's like a really small one, they know the density of it, which means that whatever it's made of, if it's like, I don't know, say it is like rock, it has to be as dense as diamond to be able to pull this thing around in such a way. How they know what a star is like composed of, I don't know. Maybe the reaction, maybe like how it shines or whatever. There's a lot of stuff they don't tell us.
Yeah.
But
that's what sort of makes me sceptical, because they keep us in the dark. Mostly because if they tried to explain it, we'd all just go, oh.
Oh, well, they don't try and keep us in the dark. It's just there's a lot of stuff that they just we don't look for. We don't look for it. When they go on the news, they could spend hours describing how they know all this stuff, but because they only have like 40 seconds to do a little sort of clip, they don't. But they do a lot of sort of it's like weeks and months of like research into this stuff. They can figure it all out in various different ways, but it does take weeks. It's not like they can just go, right, that is doing this because of that, so that must mean it's made out of diamonds, because it's not that simple. There's a lot of math and complicated science that they need to figure out. It all sort of mixes together to create this sort of thing, but
'tis for greater minds than ours to discover. And
yeah,
we just have to go, yes, science man.
They've got their methods of finding this stuff out.
It almost always seems to be a whiteboard just covered in fucking weird symbols and math equations. That's always how it's depicted on like things like the Big Bang Theory. It's like, oh, I'm figuring out how the universe works by putting some fucking numbers and symbols on a whiteboard. Like, what?
I mean,
Get out.
yeah, a lot of the time
Go
it
down
is.
the shops, buy yourself a dildo and go fuck yourself with it. Science man. I believe in Jeebus. Jeebus made the raspberry vodka cloud. Didn't you? Yes.
I like raspberry vodka.
It is delicious.
Yeah, it's more complicated than just like
Jeebus.
objects and like objects in space. You can figure stuff out with maths more competently than just going, right, this is the way it is.
The only
because
thing
of
I
what
can
we've
figure out
observed.
with maths is how much it will cost me to buy chips. If I buy chips, how much money will I have left over for more chips at a later date? That's all the maths I need to do.
I need more chips.
Speaking of chips, in the way Americans say them, I tried Takis the other day. They're alright.
I tried one. I put a little bit in my mouth, and my mouth exploded.
Yeah, it was too fuego for TJ.
Oh, fuego!
That was the name of the flavour. Fuego. To me, it just tastes like lime. That's all I'm really getting. Just lime. It's nice, but they're weird. They're like bread. It's like rolled up little mini tortillas, I guess.
Yeah.
But they're really bready. I don't think I'll be buying them again, but they're not entirely unpleasant. But you bought Cheetos. Those are way nicer.
Yeah, the proper Cheetos as well. The ones that we call knickknacks,
Yeah.
because they're sort of weird, lumpy sticks, aren't they?
Yeah. Those are good. Yal weak as hell. What? I didn't say they were too hot for me. They just tasted like lime, like I said. Maybe I'll try the other flavours, because there are meant to be other flavours. But yeah, they weren't that spicy. For, you know, hard guys like me. I like spicy stuff.
Fuck.
I actually think Flaming Hot Monster Munch are about on the same level.
Yeah.
They're much tastier. They're sort of tomatoey. I like them.
Monster Munch is good. Sentinel navigation coordinates. Now,
Monster Munch.
I feel like I'm doing this. I've like transformed my Minotaur to be a little bit more smart, so it can do stuff. All on the whim of this thing that I've accidentally created. I'm hoping it doesn't. I don't have to fight it. I hope not.
So you build a robot, you give it sentience, you go, I shall call you Fatty Flaps. And it goes, yay! Follow Fatty Flaps, for he has many missions for you. What? I made you, cunt. No. Follow me. Let's make big robot.
Free the sentry from the Sentinel hive mind. Reach the marked coordinates. Is this in space again? Oh, it keeps taking me to other planets. Why can't it all be on this planet?
I mean, most of the game is in space.
I know, but why do I have to be on the wrong planet every time?
Well, maybe you should have built your little alien on a better hat.
I don't know. That wasn't the correct answer to what you just said.
I'm not really even sure what I just
I
said.
don't know.
Look at the purple clouds.
Yeah.
Do they taste like raspberry vodka?
I
No,
don't
they
know,
taste-
ask a scientist.
it
He'll do
tastes like
1
palm
plus
of-
1 equals raspberry, and then...
Imagine if it was that simple. They're really complex mathematics, and it's just a board that says like 2 plus 2 equals MC square. Who is not a rapper?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm MC square, and I'm here to say,
Yay!
yay! How did you know?
Because I've heard that joke several times. Okay, I think I'm meant to be going over here. He just falls from the sky.
Whoa,
Okay,
scanny
It
wannies.
is that way.
Oh, I forgot about the sort of jetpack boost thing you can do in this game.
Yeah.
I really should play this game again one day.
Oh my god, I think they're about to have a fight. There's like another one over here.
I like the cyan grass, it reminds me of Planet Namek. Talking about Dragon Ball again. That's all I ever fucking talk about. I did say once that, well, it was his suggestion, but me and Diggity were going to do a sort of Dragon Ball discussion channel, or at least, you know, videos on
Yeah.
that channel. Because I think that'd be really good. For me personally, I could talk about Dragon Ball all day, every day for the rest of my life.
So can he, apparently.
And Morrowind. Dragon Ball and Morrowind, that's it, that's all I need.
Why are you so hard to kill?
Lurking while I get stream ready, also 2 and 2 together is 22. No, it's not. It's... science. I couldn't think of an example of science. Neil deGrasse Tyson, there you go. 2 plus 2 equals Neil deGrasse Tyson. Imagine if there was a porn parody of real scientists. Bill Nye, the 69 guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Stephen Hawking. I don't know, I'm gonna go away, I'm just talking shit now.
I'm hiding so that I don't get killed. I need to...
Enjoy the rest of your stream,
I will try.
Bye, chat, and...
Bye. I may be ending soon, because I really need to have a big old wee. Or maybe have a break, but I feel like I'm going to die any second. Beat the Sentinel guards to access the terminal. Guards remaining 7. That sounds fine to me. Big block of ice for you. Slightly melted, it seems. Ah, I'm back and I've recovered. Oh, I'll get you first. Yeah, it really doesn't help that I'm, like, in a storm right now. I think the problem was I was trying to kill this while it was being healed by something I couldn't see. Right. Warning, boundary node exposed. Once again, I find myself determinal to the Sentinel's glassy archive. Once again, I am passive in the face of this hostile interface. Layer Labs has requested a total severance. I will make it so. Form network severance. Broadcast, remote response confirmed. Boop, boop, boop. Very shocked. It is shocked. Entity erased. As the sentry severs itself complete from the hive mind, I see flashes of light, images of a world where everything is like glass. Obsessed with glass, these people. And I finally understand. This is my fate. The inevitable after. It's just an archive, the completion of data. Pillar control nodes operational, boundary node archive secure. Rogue imposter purged from archive, and I leave. Hey, Laylaps, where are you? Oh, not this again. Come on. Come back. This does not have to be your destiny anymore. Telemon, not Telemon. It doesn't have to be the end. It won't be. We have died once. We won't die again. We will have such fun. We will... Ah, there you are. We will have such fun. We will save the worlds. Our chance of failure is practically null. Agree. I knew we would do it. We have all done so well. Is that it? Have I done with this quest line? Reach the black hole in space. Is there any... That's it. It's done. Fully reassembled a loyal drone. Nice. Very nice indeed. Hey, you. You seem unharmed. Why were you not fighting for me? Or were you? I don't know, it seemed like it was slacking off for a while. Okay. Right, yeah. I thought this was going to get used up. Or whether it just needed to be... like... just needed to be there to do the things that it was needing to do. Maybe it just needs to stay there? I don't know. It's not an upgrade, so I don't think it does. Maybe this is like, maybe I can use this for more things. I don't know, maybe I'll just move it. In fact, yeah, I will move it. Move into the exosuit just so I can keep an eye on it. Exocraft, give me that as well. Yeah, you go there. Lovely. Right. Well, it has been 3 hours and 41 minutes, and I really need to have a wee. And I don't think it's worth going for a quick break just to end up streaming for another 20 minutes. So, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everybody for watching. If you're new and you're still watching, please give us a follow. For now, however, I will send you over to somebody. I'm going to see who that is. It's not going to show me the first time. It really has problems like showing me the first time. There are 3 people, but for some reason it's only showing me 2 of those 3 people. Who is that? It's Shadowwolf. Okay, Shadowwolf is streaming right now. Okay, in that case, I will send you over to Shadowwolf, who was in the chat just a minute ago. He can probably hear me or something. I don't know, whatever. But he's streaming right now, and I'll send you over to them. Have I got my fighter yet? Ooh, not yet. Okay. Yeah, so have fun over there, and fuck you. Goodbye. Come on, get on with it. Fuck's sake. Why?
I mean, what is it you're saying?
I don't know. Why? Why with the horses all the time? Nice, I like it. Yes, glider. Whatever, what is that? Dark steel nugget. Oh, come on! I'm nearly there. Ah, no! You cunt! You cunt! You absolute dickbag! Oh my god! Need ISO fuck.